One thing that's terrifying, if you look at America in the 1800s, it was a scary place. There were wild animals everywhere, and people were getting eaten left and right. In fact, that's why the wolf almost went extinct, because people were hunting it out of fear. Now, this is a story my great grandfather told me. It takes place somewhere between 1910 to maybe 1915. Now, he lived outside of Milwaukee on this farm. And one day, his father tells him and his brothers, I need you to go out and chop some firewood. So they took off out into the woods and they started chopping wood. Well, it started to get dark and they started to hear howling sounds. That's when they knew they were surrounded by wolves. So they took off running as fast as they can through the woods. They come out to this lake, and right by the lake is this wooden boat. They run over to the boat and they flip it on top of them. And as they're sitting underneath this boat, they begin to hear the wolves start digging to try and get underneath there. That's when they see their paws start coming through and they can see daylight. So they took their axe and they started chopping at their paws. And eventually they would pull out, but then they would come back and start digging again. And for hours, they fought with these wolves, trying to keep them out of this boat. And eventually they left and they made it home safely. But he said that was probably his most terrifying experience. Now, this next story takes place in a place called French Creek, West Virginia. And this is a very old legend from the 1800s. Now, during this time, this small community was being harassed by what they described as a lone albino wolf. And this thing would come in the middle of the night and it would attack their livestock. And a lot of people were losing their livelihoods. Now, there happened to be one farmer named Bill Williams. Now, Bill Williams was this avid hunter, and he was known throughout the community. And he, during this time, hunted a lot of wolves. He did not want to hunt wolves anymore because he felt like he done something wrong. So he, had given it up and he decided he would just be a farmer. Well, one of these wolves, the albino wolf, happened to come and take one of his cows. And out of anger, Bill Williams says, you know what? I'll go and I'll hunt down this wolf. So the community was all excited and they expected him to be able to capture this wolf. So Bill sets out and he heads out into the forest. He takes with him a small lamb. And when he gets to this area where this wolf had been seen, he ties this small lamb to a post. And he sits and waits for this wolf to come. But the next day, Bill never returned. So the townspeople went out looking for him. And all they found were the remains of Bill. But the lamb was untouched. And the other weird thing was that they found no signs of blood and no footprints.